Welcome to another episode in this 2013 Brisbane Broncos playthrough here on Rugby League Live 2. So it's round 11 and we are going up against a stacked Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. I mean, just look at that forward pack. That forward pack alone will win you games. Too bad they're coming up against arguably the hottest team in the league right now, if I don't say so myself. We are on a 8-game win streak. It's actually been like a week or two since I've last played Rugby League Live 2. That's because of my recording device, the Elgato, wasn't working, so I ended up getting a new one, and yeah, we're back making this throwback content on Rugby League Live 2. If I wasn't having fun, then I probably would have scrapped the series, but I'm actually really enjoying this change of pace that League Live 2 brings. So we begin with the Bulldogs in attack. Inside the first 5 minutes, as Keating gets hammered in the tackle by Jack Reed. A fairly disappointing set from the Bulldogs as they kick from within their 30. Fielded by Josh Hoffman, and we're going to get pulled down just past our own 30. On the first tackle here, and Thaiday with the big bump, but he doesn't really make it meters. As we look to spread it with the cutout ball to Parker, and Parker gets pulled down just past the 40. Still looking to go to the left as Glenn links up with Hodges. And Hodges is going to get wrapped up on halfway. A quick play the ball, and the Bulldogs still trying to get back in line. As we exploit the short side here, and it's going to be Parker with the drawing pass. And he sets Jarrell Yaoyi up in the corner for our first points of the game. One thing I've learned is that when you make a break, instead of holding down that turbo button, sometimes you need to let go and wait for that support runner to catch up to you, and that's exactly what happened here with Jarrell Yaoyi as we fade the kick away to the left, and we're going to keep that 4-point lead. Back with the Bulldogs in attack as Keating looks inside and gets hammered right after he passes the ball. What a hit by Dunamis Louis. As they shift it down the right side and they put Cassiano in space one-on-one of Corey Norman, and Corey Norman comes up with the nice little legs tackle there to wrap Cassiano up. As Hodkinson sends it to the skies on the last, a beautiful kick into the corner, and luckily we scramble to wrap them up on the last, and the Bulldogs turn it over on our 5-meter line. This has been a terrible set as we try to kick our way out of trouble, and we are going to kick it into touch on the full. And the Bulldogs just come up with a beautiful defensive set after a really good attacking set as they lose it on the back of the scrum. And we get extremely lucky. With only 2 minutes remaining, we try to find Thaiday on the inside, but for some reason it travels 30 meters in field and we end up losing the ball. Thankfully for us though, we only have a minute remaining in the half, and it's going to be Inu who breaks through 2 tackles, and Williams scoring on the siren. I was just saying that all we had to do was wrap them up and close the half out, but the Bulldogs had other plans as they score their first try of the game, and Hodkinson is going to successfully convert it as we trail heading into the break, 6 points to 4.
Pretty good. It's been a pretty good spectacle so far, Andrew. I've enjoyed the battle in the forwards, and both teams have shown promise with the football, especially in these conditions. I'm looking forward to the second half.
So, the home side head to the break with the advantage. Second half in just a moment.
We're around 15 minutes in to the second half. As we get wrapped up on the fourth, they set up for a kick here with Wallace in the pocket, and it ends up being a pretty terrible kick right down the breadbasket of Lowe, and Lowe gets pulled down just past their 30. As they look to shift it to the short side, and we end up defending Morris nicely there for the 2-on-1 tackle. Back to the middle through Lowe. Pretty standard stuff here from the Bulldogs, just trying to break the line, and they finally do through Graham, as Graham gets a miracle offload away to Drury Lowe, who gets pulled down just outside the 20. They shift it back to this right edge. Beautiful ball playing here by the Bulldogs as they eventually get pulled down 5 meters out. On the last, Hodkinson sends it to the skies once again, and it's beautifully fielded by McCulloch as we get the restart. And not for nothing, the Bulldogs have actually been pretty decent in attack. They just haven't been able to convert it into points. As Inu links up with Williams, and T-Rex is pulled down just inside our 40. A fairly quick play the ball, and it's the Bulldogs getting pulled down on the 30. 2 tackles remain in the set. They look set up to the right, but they do head left. T-Rex with the offload to a young Sean Lane, who bumps off one defender, and he gets pulled down on the 10. 5th and last, and Inu sends it to the skies. Another aerial assault, defused by Josh Hoffman this time. 6 minutes remain. First tackle as we get pulled down inside our 30. We try to go for a little scoot, and Thaiday, I was worried that he was going to lose it in that run. As Corey Norman breaks through the middle, but he's immediately pulled down just outside our 40. We continue to shift it to the left. Glenn to Hodges. Hodges in the open field, draws and passes to Yao Yi. Yao Yi gets tackled but gets the miracle offload away to Corey Parker, and he is going to get tackled over the line to score what will be the match-winning try with only 3 minutes remaining in the match. And as you can see, Corey Parker does get the ball to ground.
This decision could decide the game. It's a tie. Wow.
You gotta love that old commentary. As we convert the 4 into 6. And that's going to be all the action here in round 11 as we defeat the Bulldogs 10 points to 6. One last thing before we end the vid here. We need to assess the damage that Origin will deal to us as we take a look at selections. Alright, so here we are. How bad is it? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players that made Queensland as we check out the Blues here. Surely. And yes, Peter Wallace has also been selected for the Blues, and I think I'll be playing him at hooker. I don't know, we'll see when we get there, but man, it's going to be an interesting round 12. And I'm pretty sure we are going up against what will be a stacked New Zealand Warriors side who typically thrive around Origin time anyway, so we're going to end it there, boys. If you made it this far into the video, hit up that comment section with a hashtag OddSquad, and as always, slap that like button for more rugby league content or more content in general. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you
I do this on another level.
later.
Closer to Jesus, I go too hard in extremists to take one night out with my team, and it get harder to leave us, and all, yeah. It get way harder to leave us, and all. You're gonna have to try way harder to beat us.